which I guess brings me to my next question. And obviously, in about 1 month from now, people are all going to talk about the COP26 happening in Glasgow. So, what would you like to see happening at COP26 on the front of greenhouse gas reduction? And what would that change to the global climate for the future if it would happen?
Yeah, so the good news is that we have heard lots of positive political statements. Classically, European Union has been a driver of climate mitigation, and European Union is at the moment preparing fairly ambitious climate mitigation program to reduce the emissions of the order of 55% by 2030, and to become carbon neutral by 2050. That's now debated among European countries, but it's likely that we will have fairly ambitious plans from this continent. And the good news is that also the new US administration is interested in being an active player in climate mitigation, and also the Biden administration has said that their aim is to become carbon neutral by 2050. And we have at the moment about 63% of the global emissions under such a regime that to become carbon neutral by 2050. Even China announced some months ago that they would like to become carbon neutral by 2060, which is 10 years later than the others. And even countries like Saudi Arabia and Russia have said that they are aiming at this 2050 carbon neutrality. But what is missing at the moment are these practical commitments. So we haven't heard too many new commitments from the member countries, and that's our challenge in Glasgow. And besides that, as part of the Paris Agreement, there was a promise that there would be $100 billion financing for the developing countries for their climate mitigation and also climate adaptation activities, and we don't have this 100 million on the table yet. We have something like 80 billion, and that's going to be also one of the topics. But I would say that I've been following climate issues since the 80s when I studied meteorology, and since then it has been a positive surprise for me personally how high these issues are on the global agenda, and how much the key players worldwide are talking about climate mitigation and its importance. So the message of the science community has been heard, but the concrete action, we have to raise the ambition level to reach the Paris limits. So far, we are heading towards 2.7 degrees warming or 3 degrees range, and that would mean growing amount of disasters and negative impacts of climate change. So it would be best for the welfare of mankind to reach even the low limit of Paris Agreement, 1.5 degrees.